Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Think Clinical podcast. My name is Hamza. It's always great to be here, and it's a beautiful Sunday morning here, and I'm really happy to share this with you. Today we are going to be talking about a very important topic on whether the AI-powered wearables that people are talking about and people are purchasing, which I have one, are these really worth it? Are they worth the investment that people are making? Because when you look at the market right now, AI wearables are hitting a price range of between $200 to $2,000. And now millions of consumers are asking, are these devices actually worth it? Am I getting the value for my money when I buy these devices? So today we're going to be doing a deeper dive into some of these and what people are actually saying about some of these things. I'm going to share the data with you. I'll share the statistics with you, and you make a decision for yourself, because this, at the end of it, becomes an individual conversation and becomes a personal decision. So you have to look at what the data is saying and make a personal decision for yourself. But I know so many people right now are using them. And when we look at the consumer market right now, we have at least 73% of consumers who now own some form of a wearable device, be it an Apple Watch, be it a Samsung Watch, be it a Fitbit. We have this huge percentage of people who are actually using all these medical wearables. But the question again is that, what are people saying? Are people saying it's true? And this is something that we've been able to collect a lot of user feedback across a lot of platforms to actually see what the percentages look like, and in terms of what people think is working and what is not working. So let's look at the good first. The good is that it provides convenience, and a lot of people are actually into some of these wearable devices because it's giving them medical information at the tip of their fingers. Now, one thing people don't understand is that convenience in healthcare is huge. People want to do the least to be able to get the most information about their health. So it's important that any product out there that provides convenience immediately gets acceptance, because people are able to actually appreciate the fact that this is something that is going to give me the information I otherwise had to go to the hospital, probably get through the hurdle of getting an appointment or joining a very long queue, talking to a doctor, or going forth and back with hospitals and trying to just get basic medical information that would probably put my mind at ease. So people are actually going crazy about this. And if you look at the convenience factor, 89% of users across platforms that are giving their reviews talk about how convenient it is to get their health information, to be able to know your heartbeat, to be able to know how much physical activity you've done, to be able to see all these things just at the tip of your finger, right in front of you. People are beginning to appreciate the convenience factor, and 89% of these reviews are talking about convenience factor. The other 56% are talking about motivational boost. What does that mean? Now, there's a gamification aspect to some of these wearables. So my Apple Watch would tell me when I make a number of steps, times I need to stand up and walk around. If I do that, it gives me a lot of motivation to go on. And 56% of people who actually use these use it because of that motivational boost, to be able to do more physical activity, to be able to get their steps in, to be able to do all these different things. So that's a really good thing. Now, when we go to the other side of it, which is from being awake to sleeping, 71% of users across board actually use these devices because it helps them to be able to track how much rest they've been able to have, how much sleep they've been able to have. So, but the question we are asking is that, is this really worth it? Because I know people and I live with people who actually would wake up and say, well, my watch said I slept for 7 hours, but I doubt it because I feel really tired. And with the level of tiredness that I have, I don't think I actually slept for 8 hours or 7 hours. That is something that people are getting very concerned about. But 71% of people actually are appreciative of the data they get as far as the sleep information is concerned. So these are good things. So when you look at it from a convenience standpoint, when you look at it from a point where something has to motivate you to do something, and you look at it from sleep insights, there's a huge percentage of people who are using these wearable devices and are relying on them and the information it gives them to be able to do this. Now, what are some of the challenges we are looking at? When we look at challenges, we are looking at the fact that, as I said, a lot of people, even though they rely on these for all these factors, still doubt how accurate the information is. How accurate is my heart rate right now? How accurate can it predict how much I slept or how restful of a sleep I had? How accurate is this? And 42% of users actually question this. So out of the 73% of people who actually use all these wearables, more than half of them are questioning how accurate this information is. And the question is, if you are questioning all this, why are you using it in the first place? But there are some very reliable wearables that you can use, and I'll talk about all this in my next episode. But basically, this is to give you an idea on why or what people are saying, or whether people think it's actually worth it to have this. Now, 38% out of this, and this is on the challenges, actually believe that they are having too much information. They are overwhelmed by constant stream of information. It's telling you how many steps you're taking, it's telling you how much you've slept, it's telling you so many things. And many users start getting very anxious about the amount of data coming in, because again, if you don't have a medical background or you don't understand how some of those metrics play together, it is going to make you anxious at some point, and you're going to be wondering why or how to really utilize that information to transform your health. And a lot of other people are talking about battery life. So I used a Fitbit before, and I could use it for like a week before I have to charge it again. This is with constant activity, having to go to the gym every day, having to go to work, walking around for a lot. I could use my Fitbit for days to a week. Now I switched to an Apple Watch, and I literally have to charge it every single day. So this is some of the things that people are talking about. And 29% of people, most of whom are Apple users, are talking about how much they have to keep charging. Like, they actually experience charging fatigue. And so these are some of the things that are on the positive and the negative side of things. And this is just pulling as much information or feedback as we could, and actually putting them into these three teams in both the challenges and the good ones. But when we look at this, let's be sure that statistics really tell the story. So the question is, are these really worth it? And the first thing I want to talk about is the ROI on your health. So users who actively engage with any AI wearables for more than 6 months have shown a 23% better health outcomes in key metrics. That is a fact. So people become more aware of their health. People become more aware of their activity level. People become more aware of things that they need to do to improve or be on the preventative side of healthcare. And this has led to 23%. Anybody who has used these consistently for over 6 months, it has led to 23% better health outcomes. That's fact number one. Fact number two, early adopters, the people who were ready to try it out and give it a chance and be open to giving feedback that will make it better, they report 15% lower health costs because they had been erring on the side of prevention, and because they were able to get all these preventive insights, because they are motivated to do all these things that are supposed to prevent medical outcomes. Fact number three, when we talk about the adherence rates, 67% of users stop regularly checking their after 6 months. So people, out of the 73% of people who actually use, after 6 months, we have 67% of these people who actually stop constantly checking. They will check it once in a while, but they stop constantly checking. Now, the medical professional are looking at this and looking at how it can integrate into mainstream healthcare. And 28% of doctors right now are currently using wearable data to treat patients. So they give patients these wearable devices, they go home with them, they're able to monitor them remotely, they're able to see what is happening, and they're able to intervene when there's a problem. And 28% of doctors have actually been comfortable really trusting the data that's coming out of these places. So we are talking about whether or not it's worth it here. And right now, I cannot tell you whether it's worth it or not. The data has to give you a guide and help you make that personal decision on whether what you are getting from the device is accurate or not. The accuracy comparison, where they achieve between 85 to 92% accuracy, that's a fact. all wearable devices, no wearable device can give you 100% accurate results, but we have them ranging between 85% to 92%, especially with heart rate. But when we talk about advanced metrics like blood pressure and all those things, the percentage drops. It drops to about 60 to 75%. So looking at all this data again, you have to use that to make a decision on whether this is worth it or not. Now, when we also look at the popular opinion and statistical evidence, here's what I think. Now, it is worth it if you are committed to long-term health monitoring and you have specific health conditions that benefit from you constantly tracking your blood pressure, constantly tracking your heart rate, or you need motivation for lifestyle change, because once you have that motivation for lifestyle change, it actually helps you to be able to keep with the recommendations that come out of these tracking devices. That is my recommendation. It's only worth it if you are huge and you're committed to long-term health monitoring. It's worth it if you have a chronic condition that you need to be monitoring constantly, like blood pressure. It's totally worth it if you need some motivation for lifestyle change, for sure, because the data I just shared above really supports that. Now you have to skip this if you are looking for medical grade accuracy, because you will not get that right now. We don't have a single product or wearable in the market that will give you that level of accuracy. Secondly, when you are someone who tends to abandon new habits, you need to move away from this, because this is not for you. And the third one is that if it's someone who easily feels anxious, this is not something for you. It will not be worth it for you. So again, I've told you under what circumstances is worth it, and I'm telling you what circumstances under which is not worth it. So bottom line, we have 61% of long-term users who say that their AI devices are worth the investment. More than half of people. But success, again, and I will reiterate this, depends heavily on your personal health goals and commitment level. But without these, you will not be part of that 61%. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video. In the next video, I'll be telling you which of these AI diagnosis tools are most accurate for home use and which ones you should be paying attention to. Thank you so much and have a good day.